Welcome to episode 5 of Jim's Bar and Pig Shack. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Jim's Bar and Pig Shack. Today we are going to be doing a Boston butt or a pork shoulder for some pulled pork, bone in. This one is about, I think this was 8 pounds. So we're going to do it today on the line. We're running at about $2.75 over some pecan. And first thing we're going to do is we're just going to put our rub on it. Again, this is my own rub. I prefer to use my rub as opposed to store-bought rubs because I can control the salt and what goes into them. So we're just going to give this a pretty good coating. What's in this rub is salt and pepper, kosher salt and pepper, some garlic, there's some granulated garlic, there is some onion powder, there is, let's see what else is in there. Oh, there's some paprika, smoked paprika, actually, and just mostly for color, a little bit of flavor. We want a nice coating because this is going to cook at 275 probably for about 7 or 8 hours. So we want to make sure that we get it in there and coated to season it up. This is a big piece of meat. It's looking pretty good right now. All right. The competition, the money muscle end, which is really, really tasty. It's wonderful. See if we're all coated. We have a few places here we could go a little heavier. Said we just want to get this all fully coated. Try not to slide off my table. Alright. So what I use for a binder normally is just olive oil. I've had a lot of people ask me if they can use mustard, if they can use anything. Absolutely. Mustard doesn't add anything to the flavor, at least to me. I always think it disappears in there. You can certainly use mustard, but I just use olive oil. It works just as well for me. So I think we have everything set, nicely coated, and we will go ahead and I will bring you back right as I'm putting this on the smoker. As I said, we're bringing the smoker up to temp. We're going to run it about 275. Let the plane go by overhead here. But one of the things that we do in a stick burner, which is what my Lang is we actually bring the temperature up above where we want it to be, get our meat on, and then we bring the temperature back down to settle it to where we are. One thing I will say about the Lang is it runs like a champ. Once I get the temperature dialed in and you get everything going, I can maintain 275, 250, whatever temperature I want pretty much all day. I don't really worry about too many temperature swings, as long as I'm staying within 10 degrees of my desired temp, I'm normally fine. Anyway, I'll bring you back for getting it on the smoker as it comes up, and we'll go from there. All right, I'll talk to you in just a few minutes. Bye-bye. As you can see, we're just coming up to temp here at 275, so we're going to put the meat on right now. All right, here we are on the smoker. We are up to 275, and we're going to go ahead and put this on. You can probably hear it sizzling a little bit in the background. It's one of the nice things about the Lang is that you can probably see that there's a plate where the smoke travels underneath before it comes around. The Lang, of course, is a reverse flow smoker. So that sizzle is some of the fat dripping down onto that hot plate, which gives us a little bit of flavor as it atomizes and comes back up onto the meat. Anyway, so here she is. We're going to let her go for probably the next 7 or 8 hours and see how she looks then. All right, talk to you in a bit. Bye. All right, so we're just about, I'd say 45 minutes in, and we've just put our probe into the meat. Looks like we're reading about 55 degrees internal, so it's a good spot. Like I said, we're just about 45 minutes, maybe an hour in, so we're just going to close this up, let her keep going. We're looking for an internal temp somewhere around 200, 203. However, internal temp is only part of it. We're going to probe it for tenderness. Actually, the lovely part about a Boston butt or pulled pork shoulder is that it has a wonderful bone in there that's kind of its own little thermometer. And when you can pull that bone out clean, you know it's completely done. Anyway, so we're just going to let this sit and run for the next several hours, and we'll come back. We'll probably start spritzing it in about another hour and a half, 2 hours. I'm just going to be spritzing it with pure apple juice today. I don't think it needs any other flavors, just something to keep it moist. And as I said, after we put the probe in, about an hour in, we're at 55 degrees in the meat and 275 on the smoker, and we'll let it sit here and keep going. As you can see, we're burning a really good fire here. We are just heat coming out the smokestack, maybe a little tiny bit of blue smoke every now and then, but mostly just straight heat. And we are rolling along still at just about 275, so we're keeping up with everything. And we'll be back in a little bit here at Jim's Barn Pig Shack and see how everything looks. Okay, so here we are at the 160 degree internal, and we're still at 275 on the smoker. Actually, we're down to about 270 at the moment, but that's no problem, just a couple of degrees there. Generally, a lot of folks would wrap at this point. I find that I really prefer not to wrap my pork butts and just let them ride. So this one's just going to continue to ride, and we'll be back when it's close to being ready to come off. Then I'll put it normally in some wrap and put it in my cooler and let it rest for an hour or so. But in the meantime, she's just riding along. We're 160 degree internal temp, and we're still at 270 on the smoker. Okay, well here we are back at Jim's Barn Pig Shack, and there she is. That's an 8-pound pork butt, and we brought her up to 202 degrees, and she is probing absolutely tender. So I was just taking my little probe, pushing around in here, and everything is going in just like butter. Just no resistance whatsoever on the meat. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and pull this off. We're going to wrap it in some foil, and then we're going to put it in our cooler where it will sit for a few hours. That'll just allow the juices to rest. It'll continue to cook with some of the carryover heat from the meat, and then we will go ahead and pull it. So right now I'm going to pull it off, get it in the cooler, and get it resting. So we'll see you back in a little bit. Welcome back to Jim's Barn Pig Shack. So this has been resting now for about an hour, maybe a little bit longer. So let's pull it and see how we're looking here. Let's take it out of this. Put that over there. As I was telling you, pork shoulders have kind of their own pop-up thermometer. When you can pull that bone out like that, you know it's done. So let's see here. Beautiful bark. Oh, beautiful color. Beautiful. So we're just gonna do a really rough pull here. I like to keep some of those tubes nice and together. A couple of people have asked me, by the way, how I can handle this meat when it's hot like this. Well, I've been doing it for a long time, number one, so I don't have a lot of feeling left in my fingers. But I do wear just a thin cotton glove underneath the natural gloves. That it's amazing how that protects your hand. But oh, this just looks amazing. It's so juicy. Oh, good heavens. If you make this, you will have an amazing meal, several meals for your family. Tonight this is going to go just for some pulled pork onto just on a plate with some corn slaw. But for leftovers with this, I'll be making pulled pork nachos. I'll be making probably a pulled pork barbecue pizza later this week, and I'll also be making sandwiches with it. But you can use pulled pork in almost any place where you would use chicken, but this stuff is just amazing. Let's give it a quick taste here. Get a little bit of the bark. That is good. Just amazing. I'll give you guys a kind of a close-up look here in just a half second. Beautiful. That's that pulled pork. What an amazing color on it, and it is just amazing. Anyway, if you enjoyed this, please remember to subscribe to Jim's Bar and Pig Shack, and we'll have more recipes coming up, and I'll show you some sauces and everything also, and some final preparations. But right now I'm going to put a little bit of my mustard barbecue hot sauce on this, and it'll be all set to go, and I hope you enjoyed this. Anyway, again, this is Jim's Bar and Pig Shack. We'll see you soon. So I decided I should show you guys the final product. So that is the pulled pork with a little bit of my sauce on it and a little bit of corn slaw. So this is just amazing. It's got a great bark. And you can hear my cat in the background wanting some. But anyway, this is amazing, and I hope you have a chance to make it. And it's pretty simple. All you have to do is just keep a good constant temperature, and it'll be all right. This went at 275 for about 9 hours over pecan, and it is just amazing. So anyway, again, I will see you later. Have a great one. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching this episode of Jim's Bar and Pig Shack, and we hope to see you back here real soon. Have a great one now, everybody. Bye-bye.